we're live on Monday morning on this episode of Countryside Shenanigans. So it did rain again all night last night, and
go figure.
Yeah, I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I could hear it outside my bedroom window raining. I'm like, yep, it's gonna be a fun day today. And then I went back to sleep, and I woke up at like, I don't know, 6:15, and it wasn't raining, but everything was wet. The roads are already starting to dry up a little bit, but they have tornado warnings for the next county over. That ain't got nothing to do with us. And then I mean,
it'd be a little helpful to spread that grass around.
Yeah, a little bit. Then I had a comment on the Saturday Shenanigans video we did. Somebody found it offensive that I rushed Billy to get his ears pierced, and that
I told him not to bitch out.
I told him not to bitch out. Yeah, and then I made reference to a rap song where I said, what did I say, make it rain or something like that? I don't know, whatever I did in the video. But anyway, the make it rain thing, that's a song Billy listens to all the time, and he's the one that always uses that reference. That's why I used it. And the bitch out thing, he actually said, I'm not going to bitch out. And I said, we're going before you bitch out. And apparently somebody found offense to that and commented. But it's the same guy that always talks crap on my videos. He's been doing it for years. Once in a while, I'll leave a nice comment. Most of the time, he's just talking crap.
Hey,
but
you wouldn't think that he happens to live in a cold weather state, do you?
I don't know.
Because he's acting like a snowflake.
Yeah, right? I like that. I love it. I love it. I love it. But my simple reply was, really, how many subscribers do you have? Because he doesn't even have any. So it's always the people that don't have any subscribers or don't have any videos up or don't just put themselves out there like we do to be criticized. You know, it's always those people that always have something stupid to say. But anyway, we do what we do, and we are who we are. If you don't like it, go watch someone else's channel. We really don't care. Somebody did comment on this, though. It's you know,
most annoying thing in the world.
It happens in older vehicles, man. You just got to cut a little slit in there. You spray some self-adhesive spray in there, and then you frickin' hold it up there, and it'll fix. And sometimes it drops back down. So it is what it is. It's a work truck, man. It's Billy's truck.
Such a shame.
So we'll get her fixed, but it's not that big of a deal right now. But anyway, so they're one weather app's calling for like 50% chance of rain on and off today, and another app says that it's like 20%. Most of it's going to stay above and below us, and so I guess we just go and see what we can do. But we do have the X Mark and the Toro. We left the V Ride 1 is torn apart, and the V Ride 2 we left there. Although it does do pretty well in wet grass, it doesn't compare to the Grandstand or the Vantage. So it just doesn't. So grass is really wet today. We're going to take them to the V Ride 1. I frigged up. I ordered the wheel motors. They came in 3 days earlier than they were supposed to. We were super excited just to find out I ordered the wrong ones. So I did figure out which ones are the right ones, and I guess they're saying they're going to be here Wednesday. So we're going to return the other ones, and
sounds like Wednesday's going to be a long day.
Yeah, so we're going to return the other ones, and you know, hopefully the other ones do get here during the day Wednesday, and we actually finish up on Wednesday right around the corner from my house. So we have to pass my house to get back to the shop. So hopefully they'll show up early enough during the day that by the time we get done, we can just swing by my house, grab them, go to the shop, and we can change them. So that's the plan. That's where we stand. And you're the man. Your door's open, Max. Max always leaves his door open.
Yeah, man, I got thunder thighs. It doesn't close all the way.
Thunder! Don't. That might offend somebody. Might think I called you thunder thighs. Since we were talking about Billy. Oh, Billy. I dropped him off at school this morning. I said, dude, it's the last day of school, and then you have 2 half days tomorrow for exams. He goes, yeah. I go, please don't get in any shit. Don't start no shit. Don't get no shit. Just keep it cool, man. Keep your head down. So, Max and I were on our way to this one here, and my phone rings, and it says the name of his school, and I looked at Max and said, here we go. So Friday in art class, Billy tells me that these kids made these posters and hung them up on the wall. And Billy explained to me how he did not approve of these posters, and he said, Dad, they gotta come down. And I'm like, no they don't. I'm like, not by you. And he goes, they gotta come down, Dad. And I'm like, dude, you gotta just let this one go, man. I'm like, you gotta learn to pick your battles. I know how you feel about it, and trust me, I feel the same way. But, and this is one of them things where you're like, oh, you know, your son gets that from you, or all this stuff. But there's a lot of stuff. He's every last bit of my old man's son. That's a fact. We know that. It's evident every day. But this one he doesn't specifically get from me because he's very attentive on the things he does and things he watches. Like, he pays close attention to different world events and things in the news, and he has his own opinions. They happen to align with mine because we discuss them a lot, and I always tell him straight out, you don't have to agree with me. You know, you got to form your own opinions in life and what you believe in and what you think. But he knows what mine are. His just happened to fall along the same route, and I did not encourage it by any means, but, you know, it is what it is. So anyway, it was a long weekend, and I completely forgot about these posters. Well, apparently he didn't, and he'd been stewing about it all weekend. So he walks into this class, this art class, and these posters are on the wall, and he sits down, and I think he just kind of sits there for a minute, and he gets up and he starts ripping them all right off the wall, tearing them down. And he was perfectly fine with just ripping them down. And then the girls that apparently made these posters started calling him an effing piece of shit and this and that, and swearing at him and telling him he's a friggin' loser. So he just unleashed on these girls. He started cussing right back at them. Like, he wasn't like screaming or nothing, but he was like just freaking giving it right back to him. And you know, he knows better. He would never hit a girl, nothing like that. He's very adamant about that too. He doesn't put up with that crap. But he just gave it right back to him. So the teacher told him, you know, she's like, you gotta leave. Well, the teacher happens to be a good friend of mine and my wife's. So she called me. She's like, Randy, you know, I know how you are, and I know what you will and won't put up with, so I figured I'd call you instead of the principal. It's the last day of school. What are they really gonna do? She goes, but we can't have that. She goes, and I 100% agree with what he did. She goes, I don't know how I missed it, but I didn't even know them posters were up there. She goes, but I 100% agree with what he did. He was expressing himself as far as I'm concerned, and he tore him down. She goes, and I have zero problems with that. She goes, I don't care if he ripped him up and stomped on him. She goes, but then when he started swearing, she goes, that's where the problem came in. She goes, that's what I can't put up with that. I can't deal with that. And I said, nope, by all means, absolutely. I'm glad you called me. So I called him, and I'm like, he answers, he goes, yeah, Dad. And I'm like, really, dude? Really? I'm like, last day, man, I told you this morning, no shit. And he's like, Dad, he goes, it's ridiculous. He goes, these posters said Black Lives Matter, Antifa, all this stuff all over them. He goes, it's not like I said anything racist towards them or anything. He goes, I'm not racist, which is exactly why I don't like Black Lives Matter, Antifa. He goes, they're racial groups. I don't care what anybody says. I go, dude, you're preaching to the choir. I know, I get it. I agree with you. I said, but dude, if anything, you should have just ripped them down, looked at the girls, laughed, and walked out the door. I go, laughing at a girl walking away from her will tick her off 10 times more than arguing with her. So I'm like, dude, you're going to go back to her class today. You have her 5th period. He was just in there because he's in the study hall, and they go down there to art room, and they can just do whatever they want. So I said, you have her 5th period anyway. Go down there, apologize to her. He goes, no, I'm going to go right now. And I said, all right, good. And I said, go apologize to her, you know. I'm like, if you see them girls, they're flaming, dude. So you guarantee if you walk past them in the hall or something, they're gonna say something more to you. I said they're gonna yell at you, or they're gonna say something when you walk by. Don't say a single word back to them. Just laugh at them and keep on walking, or just ignore them altogether. But I know you won't. So I said, just laugh at them and keep on walking. Don't say a single word back to them, and keep your head out of crap. You have like 5 hours, man. 5 hours to get through. I'm like, Jesus. It's like the kid was getting arrested. He had the right to remain silent, and but he didn't have the ability. So this is a little unfamiliar, huh? 56-inch side discharge deck on there. Max and I had to stop at the house and throw that on. We got a little issue with the Toro, but we were right around the corner from my house versus a good 15 minutes away, almost 20 minutes, well, 15 minutes away to my shop from where we were, almost 20 minutes, to swap out mowers and then to get back on the route. So the easiest way was stop in my house, pull the 48-inch deck off, and throw the 56 side discharge deck on here. And now that's what we got to do. But we'll talk about the Toro in a minute. So why do I have that walker? Well, see, what happened was we were mowing the big fire hall, and about 5 different times the blade shut off on the Toro, and I pushed the PTO switch down and pulled it back up, and it come right back on. So what would you guys guess would be the problem? PTO switch taking a shit?
Nope.
Well, you're wrong. You're wrong. Because when that happens, your clutch is taking a shit. That's what happens. Look at that nice even cut. That freaking walker deck, man, it goes right down in all the dips, holes. I haven't mowed with the walker in a long time. As a matter of fact, my yard got mowed with the walker yesterday, but Billy did it for me because it was Papa's day. But anyway, so yeah, 56 deck on the walker. You notice there is an advanced chute blocker on there. I am not a fan. I've mentioned 100 times in different videos I'm not a fan of advanced chute, and some people have even commented back and said, well, how would you know you don't even have one? You have power chute and everything. Well, there you go. I do have one, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's junk. It's garbage. And you hit a bump, and the thing flips down all the time. And you can tighten the brackets up so that doesn't happen, but then when you go to push the lever to make it go down, then you need like 3 men and a mule to make it go down. So there really is no happy medium. It's junk. I don't like it. But there's no power chute on there because I swapped decks back and forth on that machine from the 48 collection to the 56 side discharge. So I could just put a quick connect in the wire harness, but I don't know. Maybe one day. I really never use that machine, but you know what? Right now I don't have a choice. So
yeah, it's our backup.
It is our backup. But you know what just made me think of something when I was mowing that there lawn?
What?
We're gonna have to take that machine tomorrow too, and probably Wednesday.
Yeah?
No, we're not. We can just grab the SCAG.
Yeah, we got the V Ride too.
We got the V Ride too, because I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, the V Ride 1 is down, waiting on them wheel motors. So we still have the V Ride 2. So tomorrow we take the V Ride 2 and the Sex Mark. I shouldn't say that on film. We'll say X Mark. I'll bleep that last part out. Maybe. Well, it's Wednesday, and we didn't film anything yesterday, and guess what? We didn't film anything today either. And that's because we were rushing all day today because we wanted to get back here and work on this sexy beast. The 2 new wheel motors came in. Well, they came in Monday and ended up being the wrong wheel motors. I have to send those back. The guy sent me the shipping label, and I ordered 2 other ones once we got the part number off these and found out the part number I got out of the parts manual was wrong. But anyway, we got the new ones in. They're a little bit bigger than what was stock, but they fit right in there. Lines go right on. We flushed the system completely out and filled it back up with actual SCAG hydro fluid. It's just $20.50, but it's what SCAG recommends, so we figured screw it, we're going through all this, $1,000 in wheel motors, might as well just do it the right way. So we did that, and we flushed it out, and we bled the air out of the system. When you bleed the air out, you got to release the hydros right here. Release both of them about a turn and a half, and then move the controls forward and back about 10-12 times, then tighten them back up, do it again with the wheels off the ground. So we did that, and all three of us just took it for a ride out there, all around outside. There was absolutely no grinding going on. So hopefully we don't jinx ourselves, it doesn't come back. But this thing flies, and there's no grinding. So Max is taking the blades off the X mark so we can clean them up for tomorrow. Billy's taking the blades off the SCAG because he put a couple little niches in them today. So we're gonna clean those up and get those ready to go for tomorrow. So tomorrow we will be taking the V Ride 2, the V Ride 1, and the X mark. And that's what we'll be rolling with tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow is a good day of mowing, and hopefully this beast does everything that I planned on it doing from day one, which is the reason why I got it. We did get the power chute on here as well. I did this one a little different. Power chute does make this bracket you can mount to a bar anywhere. So I tried one of these brackets out this time instead of just doing a regular toggle mounted somewhere, or instead of doing the foot pedal. So when you have your hands on the controls, you just flick it one way or the other with your thumb, and bam, you're in business. So I really like the idea of this. Alex from Power Chute did this to one of his mowers, and he sent me pictures, and I like the idea, so I'm giving it a shot. We're gonna see what happens. If I don't like it, I can always just move the switch, or I believe I have a spare foot pedal somewhere. Here we go, here's one right here. I can put the foot pedal on if I decide to go that route, but I really like the idea of this, so we'll see what happens, and tomorrow's another day. I will definitely get some filming tomorrow, especially of this machine, and get some Thursday mowing tomorrow. But for now, we're gonna finish these mowers up, and we're gonna get out of here. It's gym time. Bear Claw, breakfast of champions. That's right, I eat healthy. So today, we're rolling with the X mark, the V Ride 1, and the V Ride 2. We're having a small issue with the V Ride 1 already. That issue being, we've had to put the jump pack on it once yesterday, once we got done with the wheel motors, because it was dead. And it fired right up. We ran it for a while, drove it around out here to make sure the wheel motors were good. And then we shut it off, we started up again, and it fired right back up. Then we get here this morning, go to start it, dead. So the charging system is working, but I think the battery is on its last legs. But when I bought it, the guy told me he thought the battery probably wasn't that great. And we ran it for like a week and never had an issue, but I think it's because we ran it all the time. So I don't know. We got the jump pack with us just in case, but I think once I start running it again, it'll be fine. But it definitely tells me the battery's on its way out, so I'm gonna buy a new battery. That should be fine. Got Billy in the truck there. Can you see him? Good morning, Billy.
Morning.
Just waiting on Max. Just waiting on Max. Max isn't here. I park over here, but Max's designated parking spot's right there under that tree. And he just sent Billy a snap saying he's at the car wash. So, just waiting on Max. We're gonna kick this day in the butt. And I'm super stoked to run this V Ride 1. Well, the good news is this V Ride 1 is awesome. Awesome. Completely smooth. I knew it was the wheel motors. I told the guy I bought it from when he was texting me a few days after and a week after asking about it. I knew the wheel motors were shot. So, especially the one on the right-hand side. So that has definitely fixed the problem. It is fast. It is leaving a great cut. The problem is it's popping, and it's popping like crazy. So I thought maybe the plugs had fouled out on it or something. What I noticed, there's a little bit of fuel in it now, but while it's running, there's almost no fuel in that fuel filter. So I think either that fuel filter is getting clogged or that fuel pump is taking a crap. That thing should be full of fuel, at least halfway full of fuel while it's running, and it's not. So that's the fuel pump right there, super simple. A couple lines that come into it, one that comes in from the fuel filter from the gas tank, one that goes down the carb, and another one that goes into the motor for a breather line. And that's how it works, that's how it functions. But I think it's only 2 screws that hold it in. So the boys are gonna finish up this lawn here. We got one more small one to do, and then we go past the dealer. So once we go that way, I'm gonna stop at the dealer, grab a fuel filter and a fuel pump, and then when we get to the next one, it's a little bit bigger, I'm gonna let them cut it while I swap out that fuel pump and that fuel filter. Hopefully that solves the issue. Hopefully.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to
boys can lay some stripes, huh? I put some nice ones in the front here. That V Ride 1 is cutting like a champ. But now, Max is over here blowing off the driveway. Billy's going to get the stuff out of the cooler. Every week for years, this lady leaves a cooler with ice water in there and crackers, cookies, brownies, something. Every time. Did you get the vittles, Billy?
Yes, sir.
You get the water, Billy?
Yes, sir.
Atta boy. Dump it over that mop.
No, my eyes.
What you got in your eye?
They're just really dried out from all the dust.
Oh yeah? So there you go. Your hands are nice and dirty and you got them wet, so wipe some mud in your eyes.
Yep. That seems like a great idea.
You are a bright one. About as bright as a 3-watt light bulb.
Hey, he's my favorite one today.
He is my favorite one.
Never liked numbers.
So these boys laid down some solid stripes in the back, like I was saying. We got some nice solid stripes in the front. It's like laser beams. I want a frigging shark with frigging laser beams on their heads.
We live in Ransomville. That's not possible.
Yeah, okay, well, I want a friggin' woman with friggin' teeth in her mouth. It's Ransomville. I know mine are a little jacked up, but at least they're all there.
Yeah?
But,
Most of them.
yeah, so that V Ride 1 is hauling butt. It's super smooth. It's friggin', man, it's leaving such a beautiful cut. The thing is awesome. But it is still popping, and it'll run perfectly smooth, be running great, and it'll start popping again. Not really popping, but like it like bogs down. It's like, it's just not running right out. It's definitely having a fuel issue. So I changed that fuel pump out, I changed the fuel filter out. I stopped at the dealer and got that. I think the plugs are fouled out, and there might be a carb issue with that thing. But we did have it tipped up, jacked up from the back end at an angle like that for like a week. While we had it apart waiting for the wheel motors to come in. So I don't know that maybe there was something in the bowl and it got sucked up into the jets. Maybe the carb just needs clean and it's half clogged off. I don't know. So we're gonna go back to the shop right now and see if we can figure that out. But that's our Thursday, and tomorrow we will be on to another day mowing.
Wow, wrap up another week.
Yeah. Got the boys doing a little mowing this morning here by the waterfront. This place here is called the Silo. It was on, I can't think of the name of the food show. It's windy out here. This is probably crackling. But Adam from Man vs. Food, that's what it is. He created a sandwich here, or a dish here called the Haystack. But anyway, this building here used to be an old grain silo. It's now a restaurant. And then they have the caboose over here. So we mow all this, and there's a bunch of tables there that are out in the grass. We got to move those every week. The original deal was there'd be about 10 tables a week out there we'd have to move. There's been an average of 28 to 30 out there every week. So their bill is about to change. And we just mow from right over there where that caboose is, this strip along here, both sides of the sidewalk where we put the tables, right up to about where Max is right there. And that's it. The village mows all the rest of this. The village was mowing the whole thing, but once COVID hit and they couldn't have a certain amount of customers inside, they started putting tables out here, and the village said, we're not moving the tables to mow. You have to find your own contractor. So they pay me to do it.
Show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your souls. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes.
What'd you say, Billy? I don't know.
That wraps up another week.
We have a tad bit of a problem here.
What?
What?
Alright, so
Did you lose one of your AirPods?
yeah. I don't know where it went.
Seriously?
Was it in the truck or did you lose it on like a property?
I don't know. I had it on. It's not on this one, but the one before that, I didn't have it. So
He just likes wasting money.
Dude.
Good luck finding it, bro.
here, Max.
You better look everywhere. Look down in your shirt. Didn't fall down in your shirt
Didn't
somewhere?
fall down my shirt.
Probably in your ear. Well, Lord knows there ain't nothing else between them ears.
Yeah. We were good. We didn't hit that one for a couple weeks.
No. Well, that wraps up another week of mowing here at Countryside. Countryside. Yeah. Oh crap! I almost took out that mailbox with that backpack blower.
I'd be more worried about the backpack blower than the mailbox.
Screw his mailbox. It's like $30. The backpack blower's like $600. I'll buy him a mailbox.
Why are you going this way? 93's open again. Lost
Oh shoot! I forgot they opened that back up. I don't know. I can't ever keep up with what roads they got closed down around here.
Yeah, all of them closed down around here.
But that wraps up another week of mowing. All we got left to do now is mow the shop, and then
Which no matter how many times we cut it at 2 inches, it doesn't ever burn out.
yeah, we keep cutting the shop down really short. We figure we'll just burn it out. Who cares? And, you know, then it'll stay short the rest of the summer, but it just keeps on growing. But yeah, so we gotta do that. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna try to squeeze the gym in today or not. I do have my daughter's graduation ceremony at 6 o'clock. 5? 6?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think 6. But
Hey, COVID protocol says that I can't go.
yeah, the Rona laws.
I'm calling bull.
Bull honky. So we got to go to that later, and yeah, so that'll wrap up our mowing for the week, and we are just about done. Go knock out this last one and make it happen. And that SCAG is running awesome. What we ended up doing to it last night was we changed out the spark plug switch. That one spark plug on that FX730V is a nightmare. A nightmare. I've never in my life had such a hard time changing a spark plug on a lawnmower. The way they designed that thing was they put the muffler and the bracket for the muffler like that far out from the head of the spark plug. Can't even get a socket in there. We were able to, we had to take the whole bracket off for the muffler, move that out of the way, get a socket down in there, and then put a wrench on top on the end of the spark plug socket to get out. What a pain in the butt. I've never had an issue like that with a spark plug. What a stupid design. But that's not on SCAG, that's on Kawasaki. But anyway, so we changed those spark plugs out, and then I pulled the carburetor off. I pulled the carburetor apart. I cleaned the carburetor. We put it back on, and I ran it all day today. What's that? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
It sounded like a weed whacker or something. I thought somebody's down the ditch weed whacking. Did I miss something? Like, did you guys see something? Oh, it was a plastic cup we ran over. But so no spitting and sputtering, no nothing. It ran great all day. So hopefully that's fixed. If it's not, there's only one other thing that it could be, and it could be the fuel shutoff solenoid that screws in the bottom of the bowl in the carburetor. Which, no big deal. Really easy to change, but I don't know. It seems to be running freaking great, man. That thing's cruising right along. It's leaving a beautiful cut. And it's fun to ride. I really like it. It's definitely not as fast as a V Ride 2.
Nothing we have is as fast as a V Ride 2.
No, V Ride 2 is the fastest mower we got for sure. But it does cruise right along, and it's good enough speed for me. I'm not complaining. I might adjust the controls a little bit to get a little more speed out of it, but I don't know. I'm happy with it right now the way it is.
Remember, the more you adjust to go forward, the slower it goes backwards.
That's only on the X Mark. because I adjust the Toro. You adjust the controls the same way, and you see how fast that is in reverse.
Yeah, that's dumb.
And only the X-Mark does that. I don't know why. My last X-Mark Vantage did the same thing. So I don't know. But anyway, so that's it. Another week down, and I look forward to using the V Ride 1 even more next week. Now that it's driving the way it should be with the new wheel motors in it that some people told us not to change because it wasn't worth it and it would cause problems. And
We've had no problem with it yet.
nope. And now that we got the engine running right, it's good to go. We'll see you guys next week. Billy is with us all next week too. He's done with school.